You guys, it's week 4. Congratulations on making it to week 4. This is awesome. Wanted to have a quick check-in with you just because we're adding a new text. And as we get going into these projects, I want to make sure that you have a little context and maybe a reminder of some important elements not to miss, because this is a lot of information to take in. Don't get too overwhelmed with the reading this week. Remember, within your textbook, you're focusing on those 13 items. So maybe just go there first. And then if you have time, go back to the other elements. Your introduction in chapter 1 of your book, Don't Look Away. You want to make sure that you do spend a little more time with that. There are moments in that book when it goes into a lot of the emphasis, which is why it was written for early childhood education, Head Start kind of programs. That maybe isn't exactly your wheelhouse, and that's not what we're focusing on for this course. We're focusing on the other elements. So if you start to feel like you're only reading about early childhood education or Head Start, go ahead and kind of skip ahead and go to the next elements. And I did have notes written, so I should probably focus on those and not mess up. Okay, first off, you guys are doing such an excellent job with your writing. Thank you so much for looking at the comments I'm leaving, for applying those comments to your future assignments. I am seeing incredible growth in you guys with your academic writing, your ability to synthesize your thoughts in a way that helps your reader understand a deeper level of the content and the text that you're reading. Sharing your understanding is part of what makes it become more concrete and real for you. So excellent job. The ASCD article that you are reading this week, Teaching Our Way to Digital Equity, as you can tell, mine is highlighted and marked up. Some quick overview about this, because I don't want you to skip this part and just jump to those 5 ideas at the end that you're responding to in your discussions. Don't forget that within this article, it's talking about 2 different types of digital divide. The first type is access. So originally it was saying, well, the wealthy districts have computers for their students, or they have one-to-one devices. That is a divide. We should have equity and provide everyone with those devices. So we've worked hard on that. I think the government has helped with that. I think there are programs that have been there to address those issues. But now we do have devices for everyone, or we do have computers in every school. And we have now encountered a second type of digital divide, which is usage. And the beginning of this ASCD article really covers that. And I would encourage you to read it for yourself, but I want to give you a quick overview here. The idea is that you have white affluent students here, and then you have low income minority students over here, okay? So this group over here has high parental support and involvement. The usage of their technical devices or the technology platforms that they access typically are used for deeper levels of understanding and application of the content. They are also usually encouraged to do more gaming behaviors and going and exploring things. And according to the studies that the ASCD article quotes or references, it says when white affluent students start to do that, they look at that as being creative and thinking outside of the box and really utilizing their resources well. Then you go over to this side with the minority and the low income students. They have low or no parental support. And the technology is used for more routine drills. It's very teacher driven. It's very content delivery. It's kind of that level 1 question over here. And if a teacher sees one of these students utilizing gaming or going and exploring other creative forms, they see that as being a deviant behavior, or they're hacking things, or they're wasting their time. You have so much to learn. Get back in line. You hear those things and it sounds so harsh, and it's like, how can that be happening? But it is happening. It is very, very real. So the technology adoption that we have accelerates those inequities within a school itself, even just within the same building that's there. There is a video referenced in the, I think, introduction or the learning resources for this week. It is a documentary called Without a Net. And I'm kind of surprised that the link isn't there for within the weekly resources. So I'm putting it in the announcement this week. It's about an hour long. I'm going to be honest, it's very eye-opening, but it might be something great if you have older children or you have friends who are interested in education or understanding this social equity piece. Watch it with them one night. It really is a fantastic documentary. So then after you get through that, make sure that you are applying those equity lenses that he talks about. It's kind of seeing things differently. Take those 5 ideas, and that's what you're going to focus on in your discussion. Okay, within our that we are reading, there is actually a secondary source that is within your assignment. And I'm so sorry, I thought I had it pulled up here, but I don't. Hold on. Okay, within your course content on Blackboard, you see this, and within it, hopefully I'm sharing the right screen. Yes. All right, you should go down here and see recording Embracing Anti-Bias Classrooms, a Response to Racism in America. So you click on that there and you see Embracing Anti-Bias, a Response to Racism in America. I'm nervous, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm gonna try it one more time because I'm afraid I clicked the wrong one. Okay. So within here, there is a webinar recording that you can watch. You can also listen to the podcast. If you are an educator that's needing to have professional development points, or you need proof that you've done some future behaviors for your certificate and you need proof of that, you can actually earn a certificate for watching all of this. So you can click on this and go through it. All of this goes through and you meet each of the authors of our textbook and you hear why they wrote this, and you hear a lot of the reasons behind it. There's someone who moderates it, and it's really, really great. So just want to let you know that is there within the content. Also within the book, as you read it, there are lots of definitions and terms. Make sure you know those. I really want to make sure you understand the difference between certain terms that people tend to interchange. There are reflection questions. You're not required to answer those, but they are great to look at and review, and a lot of data. Now be careful with data because we know data changes all the time, but there might be data pieces that you look at and go, you know what, I could use that to justify applying for a grant or changing the way that we approach our students in this area or that. And finally, chapter 11 in your textbook, even if you kind of skip past the first part, I really want to make sure that you understand the difference between race and ethnicity. Make sure that you look at those 2 definitions right at the beginning of the chapter. And then also you want to make sure you understand the influence, the obstacles, and the status that each class we're identifying really tackles. Even if you just read the headings, it is very enlightening to see the differences that each group is facing. You're going to learn new vocabulary. You're going to articulate what you've already observed or you know about. And I can't wait about your views regarding heredity and environment. That's where we get into different people view it different ways. And it might help you understand someone else in your classroom or your building that maybe just they don't see eye to eye with you and you just don't understand why. You might want to look at one of those perspectives regarding heredity and environment. And then finally, those obstacles in the classroom, that's your assignment this week. Remember, no quotes, no reference page, no. Instead, it's all about analysis, application, and showing a mastery of understanding. You guys are doing so great. Keep using Pronto. Reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. I'm here to support you and your learning, but congratulations on making it to week 4.